The problem of being ahead of your time is that eventually everyone else is of catchings up to you, and the things that once made you special become less unique than woman's who says she's not at all like the other girls, but winds up crying herself to sleep atop pile of soiled driver's licenses while you burn her car and clothing in ditch all the same. It happened to Elder Scrolls, a franchise that was once groundbreaking, but is now near unplayable due to potato-faced characters whom resemble fully grown abortions, outdated combat made for people born without thumbs, and the occasional, absolutely infuriating pre-mouse menu interface. And one day, it could even happen to glorious S.T.A.L.K.E.R games. The Metro series has carried the spirit of S.T.A.L.K.E.R into the dumbed-down, linear age, beloved by retarded childrens whom's cannot process gluten. Open-world survival has become so commonplace thanks to half-finished daily life in Zimbabwe simulators like Rust and PUBG that comrades become sicker of it than of vodka made from potato used as butt plug by degenerate, taint-tickling homosexuals. And you can only run through the same 3 games so many times before American Pig Al Bundy's "My wife is hot, but I'm tired of fucking her" syndrome sets in. So going into Call of Pripyat for the 4th time, I was wondered of whether it could possibly lives up to my memories and current standards. Sure, the magical sphere of vegetation that follows you like undercover KGB investigating disappearance of several local prostitutes may be off-putting. And at times, the game feels like is barely held together with paper clips and communism. But that is part and parcel of S.T.A.L.K.E.R experience. In Call of Pripyat, you play as undercover brother who occasionally briefly squints at crashed helicopters, crawls through gas-filled tunnels like Viet Cong on Taco Tuesday, then enters a room a couple of hours before Sherlock appears and figures everything out for you. While unkissable fats may complain of no women's being in this game, I would like to point out that Call of Pripyat takes place in Ukrainian exclusion zone, not in a Facebook or kitchens. Though to be perfectly honest, the complete lack of exposure to hot-to-trot thoughts with rots and snots in their twats I experienced while playing Call of Pripyat left me so backed up with gyrating gallons of gelatinous smelly belly jelly that when I ran into Ellen DeGenerates after completing the final mission, I sucked her hairy boy titties so hard, her fist-receiving buttock cheeks collapsed harder than Venezuelan economy. Differences between Call of Pripyat and its predecessors are so subtle, most players won't even be of noticing them while playing unless they are of hair-splitting jerk-offs like me. So allow me to list the changes for you, like movie clip curating, creativity-devoid YouTube channel for idiots. The zone has exchanged deadly pockets of radiation for a horrific infestation of squirrel-molesting, top-shelf-hating, manlet scum. I can only assume this is due to some unseen scattering of chicken tenders and peanut M&Ms across the zone following the climax of the original game. Increased RAM allowances lead levels to be more open and accessible, avoiding the bottlenecks that cut up the original game's map, like a black gentleman settling a minor disagreement in a bar. In the feud between the glue-sniffing, Bob Marley-loving hippies of freedom and the attitude as shitty as the homophone for their name Duty has digressed to the point where they cohabitate but don't interact, like married couple after wife becomes of fat and husband of the impotence. Mutants rarely appear outside of scripted events, making crossing the map as simple as pointing your character towards his destination, then holding down the W key with a jawbone while you slide room temperature hot dogs and sandwich bags full of jelly down the air shaft into your secret basement. And for some odd reason, the bandits are atypically neutral, unless of course you have the moral fortitude and lingering resentment of thieves due to the ape child who stole your Game Boy, to slaughter them all on sight, like me. Overall, Call of Pripyat is a fitting conclusion to the S.T.A.L.K.E.R franchise that improves on the games that came before it, and sets a new standard that has yet to be met. While spiritual successes like Metro may come and go, the magic of the original remains, like the perpetual light of a star that burnt out eons ago.